Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan. Yeah, the guy, the one and only. The one of many.
Right.
um,
The flea in a sea of fur.
Whoa. Just to get us started off with this episode today, Dylan and I last night were both having London Fog, which is a drink for those of you who may not know. It is Earl Grey tea, vanilla syrup, and like steamed milk, half hot water, half steamed milk. And it's a good drink. If you don't like Earl Grey, I understand. It could be, some people may not like it, but that is a fun drink.
I would describe it as hot chocolate adjacent. Mainly
I
just
think
because of that little tinge of sweetness.
Mm-hmm. I think I think he's probably saying that because it's got the kind of foamy texture, but the flavor is a little more fruity in a way, herbal, I guess you can say, kind of flowery for the Earl Grey tea. But as we were drinking it last night, we were talking and just kind of reminiscing for a second. I have another like brand of tea that I really like, and it's a chai tea, but it's like a vanilla flavored. And I used to always brew the tea while we were playing Divinity Original Sin 2. And I usually put a little brown sugar in it because I like brown sugar a little better in my tea specifically. So sue me. And
Right.
And that became like a staple of mine, where like every time I would brew this tea, just the smell of it, just the aroma would really bring me back to like some really fun times of us playing Divinity together with Ethan as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which hasn't been on the show in a while.
The golden age.
And I want to get him back on.
Yeah. Motherfuckers gallivanting around in New Jersey right now.
Dude, I know. And so, because of that, I've also brewed that tea for numerous other shows that we've watched, even for this podcast. And it's become a staple. And because I'm also a fan of a good joke, every now and then, I called it my divinity was what I called it, as like a little fun joke, like a little pun.
Yeah.
And it became the thing that it was all I would always make it. Well, needless to say, I made the tea, but added some steamed milk to it, like I would, like a misto or like a tea latte would. And man, it really elevated the drink, I think, in a whole new way. And I think that's maybe of a special wild card that I think I'll draw for some people every now and then, because this is unique. And I don't think that many people could do this. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
So that is what we're drinking right now. And the first time I took a sip of it, I was like, man, this was a good idea. I think at least. It's a lot of fun.
Definitely.
For anybody wanting to make it at home, it is I measured it out in like a jigger, but it's exactly 1 ounce in a jigger of brown sugar. Half of I guess something, I don't know what it is in American measurements. It's 125 or it's about 150 mils water with your tea bag in it, and then just filled.
And they're gonna think you're from a different planet.
I'm just saying, and then you just top the rest of it off with steamed milk, or you can do a little spinny guy, a little foamed frothed milk, heat it up all nice and foamed up. But you could do it with any tea of your choosing.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's what we're having right now. It's a little bit of fun. But we had another little scheduling conflict. I don't want to say scheduling conflict. We had a little hiccup happen,
right.
and today kind of got away from us a little bit, or at least it did for me, because, boy, when I tell you, today was a rough day at work.
Oh, really?
It's just one of those days, again, where it's not bad. Nothing is... Nothing truly just like awful happened, but there's a lot of deadlines coming up. There's a few things that there's a few projects that I'm doing that are kind of at the behest of somebody else. You know, I'm kind of waiting for somebody else to get things done before I can start doing my thing. So it's a lot of, kind of just waiting around when I just want the job to get done, you know? So,
Right.
But anyways, that's just, them's the breaks. It is what it is, but it's all good. So, but today, it feels good to sit down with some tea and just
needed
talk for a bit. So how you been? What you up to?
I've been tired, bro.
Yeah?
It reminds me of that meme Ethan sent me where it's like, where you at? My limit, bro. I'm at my fucking limit.
That's good.
Oh, man.
That's funny
Got a kick out of that one.
And very relatable.
Haven't quite reached my my limit yet, but, there are days.
Yeah. Your limit break.
No, see, that's when I should be blowing up.
Hell yeah.
Getting shit done, but no.
Right.
I'm still building that meter at the moment.
Got it. You need to get you need to get just kicked while you're down a few more times.
Right. Anybody with a big ass sword able to just stab me in the shoulder real quick?
Yeah, right. Just make me just hit my final form.
Right.
Please. But yeah.
Yeah, it's been nice. I've just been working.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Any time off I get, I cherish.
Oh yeah.
Because any time that the day starts coming to a close, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I gotta go back to work tomorrow.
The good thing is that we kind of, I guess, what our leading conversation for this episode is going to be. We did something like this last time, or we've done this a handful of times, I should say. But
if time should get away from us and we figure we can't watch anything,
yes,
then we pick one of the many topics we can just sit and talk about.
You're right. And man, boy, is there aplenty. There's a handful of stuff that I've gotten recently, and I feel like I haven't had a chance to share it with the podcast listeners. Yeah. Just to kick us off, my fiance Mallory has been like buying some like books and stuff. She's got a handful of friends that she works with. They have a whole like little book club they're doing. So they got a bunch of like, some of it is romance novels, some of it is fun adventure novels.
Right.
And some of the people in her group just read out like downright smut, and it's kind of fun to hear about it because I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But saying all that, I've been going to like the bookstore more often and going and like looking around, and I have, like I've said before on this podcast, there's a couple of series that I feel like we can't tackle because I know too much about it, and that defeats the premise of the show.
Uh-huh.
And that's Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. I feel like we could do them. We could do them someday, but for right now, I feel like I know too much about it, and I feel like it would just be like a gush fest, and we would just sit here and talk.
Those are your two big bombs that you just hold.
I feel like personally, I could set up 2 separate podcasts about those just to put in perspective about how much I feel like I could talk about those.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would. I feel bad if we were just to narrow down it to about an hour. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I could accidentally
injustice.
Go. Exactly.
Blasphemy.
That's why. So if people start to ask, that's why for those 2 specifically. And again, the whole premise of this show, or at least it has been in the past, and it still continues to be, is Dylan, usually the one that has all the movies, or at least has seen the thing we're talking about, introduces it to one, if not more than one person or persons that has not seen it before. And that's an interesting take on it, because I've probably never seen it, and it's interesting to talk about it, know. Dun, 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 or the podcast idea. So anyways, so I again let me backtrack. Oh my god, I'm rabbit trailing.
Went through our personal little Big Bang.
Yeah, my bad. Let me go ahead and find our way back to the original point here. I've never been like a really big reader. Like I don't really like to consume like just reading content. It's just never really been a big thing of mine.
Not a page turner.
Just not. There have been some things that have got me into it. Where I'm like, oh man, I want to keep reading this.
Right.
But that's never really been like my main thing, or like a hobby or a passion of mine.
Yeah.
More so music than anything else. But one thing I can say is that I have loved Lord of the Rings. And if there is, almost every bookstore has, it's probably some little section for Tolkien stuff.
Right.
So,
the progenitor.
I mean, the founder, if you will, of fantasy culture.
The old one.
Yeah, right. He was old when this fantasy world was young. So anyways, because I've been at bookstores or, places like that more often than I think I normally would find myself there, I obviously been gravitating towards the stuff that I enjoy. So I have been finding, every so often, probably for the past 6 months, maybe, to be honest, I've been getting a little Tolkien book here. Yeah. I maybe get like a little book set there, and I've actually got like a pretty good selection of books now. And I've got a cookbook, which is kind of fun. I've got like a cool, it's like a leather bound book with like it's not embossed. It's like embedded, I guess. Like there's like a design like engraved into it of like this like ghoulish figure.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like the dark evils of Middle Earth or whatever. Damn. And it's like a whole, like each book has like the name, a cool little picture, and like all the like different stuff about him, his like history, or all this. He's got all the big bad guys of from the first age to the the fourth age or whatever. And so like I've been collecting up all these like little books, and I got myself like a little set of like the main trilogy plus The Hobbit.
Yeah. Slowly building up the cornucopia.
Right. And like we have like a little section with like a little table kind of like in the entryway into our bedroom where where our books kind of reside, and it's kind of became our little like library shelf right now. And I'm like every time I walk past it, I'm like, I'm happy that I got these books and I've had a chance to like read some of them and like do something a little different. On my days off, I will usually like make myself a little breakfast or something, a little cup of tea. And we'll like just read a little bit, and like that's something that I've never really done before. It's kind of just, it feels like
it's nice.
There's a little change of pace, and it's kind of fun, and it feels good because it's like something else that I can do with my spare time, in the daytime a little bit. Because there's a couple of times where like I'm here by myself. A lot of times, like you and Mallory will go to work,
right? And
then I'm here alone. And I'm just kind of like vibing around, and I'm not really in the mood to like play a game really or get into that. So that's a little something new that's kind of developed that I haven't told anybody else about. But it's been like it's kind of been my like little secret time that I've like really like I'm all, because I'm more of an introvert. I think I can function in social situations, and I've learned how to be more extroverted. But I think intrinsically, like just being by myself, kind of just vibing, listening to some music, or even now making a little breakfast, even though it may not be breakfast time, and like having like a little reading session of something like that has been really cool, and I've really enjoyed it. So that's a little bit about me recently, but there's that's a new thing. But besides all that, there's been a lot of games.
Oh yes,
we've talked about this in the last episode we did like this,
but now there's more.
Where like September was like a big rollout. There's a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah,
but now, like, how is that going? You have like almost 100%ed Armored Core, right?
I've gotten all 3 endings. I'm only missing like 6, maybe 5 achievements. I still gotta S rank out all the missions, which is gonna take fucking forever.
I bet.
But
you did buy all the equipment though, right?
Almost.
Okay.
It's all the shoulder weapons I'm missing. I have everything else.
Really?
But man, it is still so much fun. I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of it.
Oh, no. I mean, it looks like a phenomenal game. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
I still haven't purchased it quite yet.
Shame on you.
Partially because I know my computer probably can't handle it.
Mine had some issues for sure.
Right. So I know that I probably should buy it, and I think I will. But you know how I am. I'm never usually Johnny on the spot when it comes to the new game.
I gotcha.
I liked the idea of Cyberpunk, but then after all the stuff I heard about it and everything like that, and I was like, I'll wait till it goes on discount at some point. I'll buy it eventually.
That one was a slow burn.
Yeah. Well, for me, and we've talked about this before, I think, but whenever I realized there was absolutely no multiplayer, and that's what I thought was like a selling factor for it, because you know how I am. I do like a multiplayer game.
Of course.
Whenever I found that wasn't the case, I was like, then why?
Yeah. Not interested.
And I'm not saying this as in like everyone should ask this, but for me specifically,
that's just what pertains to your specific tastes.
Right. The question I had was, well, then why should I buy it? And then when there was not really anything else besides it, I was like, oh, cool. Then I'll get to it eventually. Right. I still think the game's cool looking, and I'll get there. But
it's reminiscent of a Fallout and or Skyrim affair.
Yes,
I would say,
which I'm a big fan of. But even those games, I'm like, man, it'd be nice to have at least one pal just join in here and kind of help me out.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I think I love Divinity. Yes, Original Sin 2, and also Baldur's Gate. Cool premise, but man, the versatility of like just having a friend. The funny thing is, and Chase couldn't figure this out, which again, I don't blame him. Whenever you like jump into your friend's party, there's like a multiplayer tab. When you hit escape, there's like a multiplayer tab where you can see your picture and like the other pictures of like your friend's profile photos.
Yeah.
And just like in Divinity, you have to drag one of the people that you want them to control over to their column. But if you don't do that, they don't have control over any character, so they're just spectating. Right. Which, again, for some people could be cool. But for a situation where Chase and Nick were trying to play together...
Actively needs help. Yeah, it's like, what do I do?
Nick joined in to Chase's party, and then Nick couldn't control anything, and he was like, well, so what's the point? And then, of course, I told him afterwards, and Chase was like, well, man, that would have been nice to know last night. And I was like, well, sorry.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's what I mean. It's like even that kind of aspect of like just hop in and be fun, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any what else you
So we
because I have something big, but
Okay,
I want to give you your turn. Tag your it.
We have been making a bit of a return
to
our RPG mode playthrough.
Old stomping around.
Yeah. Granblue Fantasy Versus, which still to this day baffles me with how long I just slept on that RPG mode.
Oh man.
And the fact that it's
you and me both, dude.
Right. The fact that it's co-op, which you almost never see for like any fighting games.
Correct.
But man, it
is itself special. Because like the game already by itself is, I would say, at least from my light dealings in fighting games, it even functions a little differently than some fighting games. Like there's like an action button that you have that you can do like with different motions.
Right. All your different skills.
Right. Which I think is fun, but you also have just like main hand attacks that you can do.
Right.
So like just playing it already feels like a little different and a little bit easier, I think, to digest. Like each of the characters, they do have a different play style, but like the buttons are functionally the same. And the RPG mode, I think, has a unique way of the game. I can't really think of a better way to say it. It has a really good way of gamifying like a fighting game, like I guess like RPG-ifying a fighting game. Whereas like fair. You would imagine like a 2D game, like a 2D fighter game. Like how could you make like an RPG mode for it? And
right,
it's like
it becomes more akin to a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Right, which again for what it is, I think it does a good job. And but what they also have is they have this really unique like item system where you get to you get like some currency of some kind, or you get like a couple of different forms of currency that are slotted in different areas of these items. So like you can do a bunch of you can combine all these, like you can combine at least 3 or 4 of these items together to like increase the level cap of it. Once you increase the level cap, it boosts all the stats on it. And there's other like another little currency you can use to like increase the skills of it or whatever. But like that in and of itself, like it sounds simple when I say it like that. There's items you can equip.
Right.
But like,
There's a little more to it,
right?
of course, but they have everything so far divvied up between different elements,
Yes.
and they've got this. I want to say it's like a rock paper scissors, but with some extra tools of war thrown in there.
Right.
Because they've got like fire, water, light, dark,
Right.
wind, earth, like everything.
Yeah.
And depending on what rarity the weapon is that you get,
Yeah.
what type of weapon it is, what like they've got multiple different weapons you can get a hold of to like find the best build. That involves like leveling them up, uncapping them with weapons of that same type and model, I guess you would say.
Right.
But yeah, it's something that I had no idea of or just didn't really care about
Right.
as I was going through the story. And after I had gotten to like a certain point, I think I had beaten the game without really having much stock put into it.
I want to say that you and I got pretty far before we realized that we could.
Oh yeah. It was whenever we were unlocking some of the other characters.
I think it was that, or I think we were tiptoeing on hard mode, where I think we would try to go back and do some hard mode quests, and we were getting our shit rocked. It was just not. It wasn't like the
what happened.
It from what it felt like the enemies had, like a higher health pool, and they were doing more damage.
It was nuts. It felt impossible.
Right.
Specifically, Uno's and UL's quests to unlock them felt fucking impossible.
Yes.
And then I thought, I mean, there's got to be something I can do. What about my weapons? How does that come to play? And then I look at my absolute mountain of gold that I've accumulated along with skill jewels. And I'm like,
what are these for?
Why?
Because there is a shop.
There,
in his defense, there is a shop that you can that you can buy things from.
Right.
So again, it would lead us to believe, or leave Dylan to believe, like, I mean, we're not really buying anything with this, but we're still accruing it. But there's a shop, I guess, to spend it on if you wanted to.
Right.
Because we also we bought all of like the cosmetics,
right,
and everything.
All
else.
the character skins were mandatory. Like you had to have those.
Oh, of course.
Fashion is the end goal.
I'm a cosmetic whore in video games.
Right.
I mean, I'm all about getting the new shiny sword, or a cool new armor set. Don't get me wrong. You shouldn't see me on Star Wars: The Old Republic, dude. My outfit slots. I've got like 15 outfit slots of like different cool like outfits for my guy, because I'm like, my dude looks so badass. By the way, they did release like a Mandalorian armor set.
Oh, nice.
Of like the Mandalorian from like the show in the game. It's actually super cool. Anyways,
very nice.
But yeah, we were stacked up, racks on racks.
As soon as I figured out that these things could be upgraded and that you could spec out for different like focus areas, like health, attack, or like a balance between the two, it felt like the biggest slap to the face I had ever received. That
first like hardcore mission we did, and we did a pretty good job. I was like, man, what were we doing?
The fuck happened?
We were sleeping
Where
on this
have I
hard.
been? Yeah, it's ridiculous. But as soon as you get a grip on that and you're able to make some good loadouts and everything, pair them up with the best characters suited for them, you feel unstoppable.
Oh yeah. Well, until you hit that,
until you fight a boss,
until you hit that, you get that next stone wall,
right? My god. Grand Order.
Oh god, dude.
Fucking Zoe.
Damn, dude. There's one character in particular. And this is another thing. I think this, like I said before, the reason why I think it's fun is because it's unique, it's different. They have a couple of different elements to make it fun and enjoyable, and kind of have, I wouldn't say a grindy element, but like have something to work towards and have something to like better, like these items like we're talking about. Something that you can look forward to, that you can like do some other missions and get some more stuff to like help increase the items.
Yeah.
They got this kind of I almost want to say arena-based thing called the Tower of Babel, where you're going up and like doing these kind of missions to help like achieve the same goal of like getting better items to get yourself better.
It's a gauntlet.
Right. It's really great, and I love it. But the big thing is that I love, and I've said this before, and I think I've said this before on this show specifically, but I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I came up in the time of MMOs. I won't harbor on this for too long, but I love a good raid boss. I love a good boss phases, but I like it in conjunction with like teammates. So like doing like a boss like that on my own and like a Souls-like game, I think is fun and enjoyable, but not as fun as if I was to do it with a team of people or you and I in this aspect. So this person he's talking about, Grand Order, is this. Oh God,
she is an entity within this world that is meant to keep the natural order of things.
Right.
If you get on her good
side, the great equalizer,
right, you'll be fine. But if there's any hint of any chaos emanating from you, and she will snuff you out.
Effective immediately.
Right.
And so she has this kind of. She had like this spectral horse companion, dragon body thing that that joins her in like the first. Is it whenever you get her to 50% or 75?
I think 75 is when she summons.
Yes.
And then once she's at halfway, they fuse.
Right. Okay, yeah. So you get her to 75% health, and then she summons this horse creature, and then so she becomes fully shielded, invulnerable. You have to kill her companion or get it down to 0 health and incapacitate it. And then she goes and turns off the shield to resurrect it, and that's your chance to get some beat ups on her before the phase resets again and the horse's health is fully recharged, and then the whole cycle happens again until you get down to 50%. And then, like he was saying before, she fuses into like this dragon amalgamate creature thing.
Centaur.
Yeah, kind of thing. And this is where, this is where it gets real tough because there is a near death moment,
right? Like a full screen attack that brings you down to 1 health each. And if you don't have a heal, you are dead. That is going to end you. It is easily the biggest hurdle that we've had with that fight in particular.
I think that from what I remember, we did it one time, and like the rhythm we did was like ping-ponging our heals, because the heals have a cooldown, and it's a pretty sizable cooldown. So like I vividly remember this because I remember we did it so many times. Yeah. Like the runaround was like we had to make sure that we did not get below like critical health until that 50% mark. Yeah. Because like the first heal, you can't waste the first heal before that instant kill. Because like if you did that, because the thing is, she does that ability a couple more times. Yeah. And I would say rather quick succession, quote unquote.
Unless you are a dodge master.
Oh yeah.
And can predict, unless you're a fucking new type.
Right.
You will not be able to, you're not going to be able to win.
And I remember we did that where we got pretty low on health to where like I would make the call to use the heal. I'm usually the one that has the heal. Dylan usually rocks these buffs that help us out during like certain moments of the fight, which are really good. But I remember whenever we actually succeeded, we got down low enough that ability hit us, and I got the heal. We were able to get a handful more damage on her. I think we did it a second time, and I want to say it was approaching a third time, because I think if you get her down low enough, you're not locked in position, so it's not a forced thing. You can hit her and knock her out of it.
Yeah, she's gonna throw out another one of those insta-kill moves.
Yeah.
Like some of the other bosses have. And if you're quick enough and you do enough damage, you can knock her out of it. Right. And get a free little damage phase.
And you could also, potentially not get killed instantly.
Right.
And the thing is, like, and the funny thing is, we're not talking about is there's these little dragons, these little dragonettes that she has like hovering around her while she does that. So the second that she does that ability,
they're gonna start harassing you,
and they're just do like a little like little spit shots or whatever. And again, you have 1 health. What are you gonna do? I'll never forget one time, like I almost tried. I think I was about to resurrect you, but then I got killed immediately afterwards, and it was a full wipe again. I was like, oh man. But I love that. It's
yeah.
frustrating, and of course, this is the hardest of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
There are other bosses that are also difficult in different areas.
Beelzebub.
Oh God, we won't go there.
Ugh.
He feels like a troll
Oh God, yeah.
on like boss fights.
He moves around so much,
and he has a whole bunch of. He's got distance.
Mm-hmm.
All his abilities are all like distance based, and I feel like the. Ooh. I feel like the developers made it just so to where like even if like his little spin around throw move that he has where he throws out these like swords at you, it pushes you away just far enough to where even if you double tap to run, by the time you run to get to him, he's doing it again, just to like really piss you off. To like just before you're able to get to him, he just does it again and pushes you away. And I'm like,
during these fights, you get so focused on beating the shit out of whoever you're fighting that these moves can sneak up on you and you neglect your own movement.
Yeah.
Like some of these attacks you can avoid by jumping or ducking.
Yes.
It's not at the forefront.
Not in moments like that where it's like I feel like sometimes
especially with like the types of characters we play as.
Yes.
Like Vassarog is meant to be like this tanky like damage dealer.
Yeah.
Who can just get through anything and fuck up whatever they're trying to do. Most of the time. In cases for these bosses, it is very hard to get into that groove and just wail on them.
There's been a couple of times where I have a certain like loop of abilities that I can do. They can really get someone locked in.
Yeah.
Or like kind of juggled around.
Like I can name an instance specifically where if you use Percival's like regular super, he'll dart forward towards the enemy, put him in a like whirlwind of fire. And while they're in that whirlwind, there's a small little window where they're still like in the air.
Yes.
And more often than not, I'll use Vassaraga's like shoulder charge ability to just keep him up in the air and then juggle him that way.
I love it.
It's such a nice combo. But you can't really do that with these bosses.
Nah, dude.
At least not this one specifically because
the recent one that got me was when we were doing Avatar Belial. It took him no time to get in his overdrive stage. And once they're in overdrive, they really can.
Oh yeah, you
have they can
to
just
knock them out.
Man, it's super hard.
You gotta fight fire with fire.
Yeah. And the hard part is like to get them out of it, you have to do damage to them. And this one specifically, this like really hard mode version of Avatar Belial, like once he's in overdrive, he just is nonstop.
Oh yeah.
And dude, that's the problem. Is like there was a point in time where like I got to that level of like, ooh, I was like, oh my god, dude, because I just can't get a hit off on him. So, anyways, but
we've been making good progress. Those are only just a few missions that are left that we have to do in order to like fully complete hard mode. But I mean that's been our nice little return to form in that regard.
Can I continue with what I was going to say?
What were you going to say? Because I was going to go into the showcase we watched.
Before you get there.
Okay.
No, you can do that. Let's go ahead and talk about the showcase.
Okay.
There is a bunch of stuff happening in the Granblue world. I
Big news.
Kobe got me to play Rocket League, and that was what I was going to talk about just for a minute.
Okay.
But I want.
All right, so they have had a showcase lined up for September 16th. Released some. I said some. What I meant to say was a shit ton of information on both of the new games they're putting out, which are Granblue Fantasy versus Rising and Granblue Fantasy Relink, which I have been looking forward to for a decade now.
That's crazy.
I need this game to come out sooner rather than later.
I feel like Dylan is in a perpetual state of looking for that next game.
It's killing me.
It's like I can't wait to see like after Relink releases, like what else is he gonna be like?
Fucking nothing.
I don't believe you. There's always something else you're like, I have to have it now. Even if the time even if there is a lull in time where everything is okay, there's always that new thing where they just hook you in with another release date, and you're like, oh.
I don't know, man.
Because I remember there's a big time where you were like, I can't wait for No More Heroes 3.
And
you were like, I can't wait anymore.
That's different.
I know I know, but it's the same. But I'm obviously I'm picking, but at the same time, like there is.
I can't think of anything else besides this. It's like the one big one for this year. Sorry, next year. Because they fucking lied to us.
Yeah.
Said it was going to be winter of this year. That's February 1st of next year. You assholes.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we got the full breakdown about how just about everything is going to work in Rising, which has proven that that little project's worth to me. Because initially, I thought it was just the same game as Versus, just with some tweaks and new characters. And I was like, well, I mean, that's kind of... Why wouldn't you just patch
at face value, it felt kind of like a cash grab. So, like, you're going to release the same game with new characters and maybe some, like, minor facelifts and stuff. It's like,
it doesn't really seem worth it to me.
The game isn't that old. So it's not like it's like, you're trying to revitalize an old game or anything.
Mm-hmm. But then... we got fucking Granblue.
Oh, bro, I forgot about Granblue.
The funniest little
it's Fall Guys
game. That's basically what it is. It's their little take on Fall Guys.
Right. In the game.
Right.
So like you can be in a lobby in like a party with your friends and you can just like start up a little run of Granblue Fall Guys basically and have a little fun with it.
It reminded me of Fusion Frenzy.
Yes.
Which is another one we need to play at some point. I fucking love that game. But a bunch of little mini games.
Yeah.
We got a photo mode.
Dude, I can't wait for the photo mode. That's gonna be super cool. Like to pose your character.
The fucking Ernest Everyman team.
Oh, dude.
that was the funniest thing.
Just to let you know, I didn't take a picture of it and I should have, but I made Ernest Everyman in Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, damn. I thought you actually kept him.
Oh, I didn't keep him, but I want to though.
Man.
I need to create a
It'll happen.
Again, for those who don't know, in Granblue, there's like this guy, and he's got a pretty pronounced mustache, a little pointed goatee,
little faux hawk.
Yeah, he's got like little shaved sides with like a really pointed, pronounced faux hawk at the top, and it's got kind of like this like auburn brown-ish hair.
Right.
And
he is used as the standard like NPC character that
everywhere.
Right, just about. And yeah, I love the way he's described.
Yeah.
But
I think that he's kind of an enigma where like people are like there could be many of them or it could just be one of them.
Some speculate that they are all brothers.
There you go.
Right.
Referee.
The Nurse Joys and Officer Jennies of this universe.
There you go.
But
yeah,
he's definitely a fun character. Now, another nice little thing that they've added is these ultimate skills.
Yeah.
Which are beefed up versions of different skills that the characters had in the first game.
Right. So do they replace the skills or they just have to do like a special?
Right. They don't replace the skills. It's just like another input.
I see.
So it'll sacrifice half of your meter to pull one of those off. And
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, they look amazing.
They do.
Let's see what else. We got Siegfried coming in.
Yeah.
I forgot what the other ones were called. I want to say another new one they announced was Nier and Grimnir, I think his name was.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the sheep girl.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
I don't know.
But yeah, they're of course planning to add a ton more characters to it as well.
Right, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
More stuff to look forward to. Now, here's where we get to the real shit.
Yeah,
the relink breakdown. We get info on like how the quests are gonna work, how towns work, how like different party setups work and stuff. It's amazing,
dude. It looks super cool.
Mm-hmm. You're apparently gonna be able to like just travel about the world, and you'll come upon different quests and events, battles, just randomly.
Right.
which
Siegfried,
is super nice.
Nier, Grimnir, and Anila?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. We got a good like core group of characters from
the starting roster.
Reeling.
As far as we know, I don't know if they're if that's all who's all of who you're going to be able to start with, but
I mean like non DLC characters or whatever.
Right.
They're probably going to have new characters they unlock later. I'm assuming something like that. But like the ones that we have that are showed it's a solid group.
Oh yeah,
it's a beautiful group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
All the staples.
Yeah, Boss
Lancelot, Percival,
Zeta, Grant. Okay, I'm kidding.
Frick Gran.
Frick Gran.
I hate Gran.
Yeah, super cool.
Oh man,
wasn't there a point in time where you could play as Bahamut or something?
Yeah, it looks like at some point during the story we're going to be able to play as Proto Bahamut.
Damn.
Which looks amazing.
It's just basically Final Fantasy 16.
Right.
At this point.
Pretty much.
So yeah.
So that's going to be super fucking cool.
And the thing is, we know it's going to be multiplayer, right?
Yes.
And that's what
co-op.
I love, dude. See, why? Like, why can't more games do something like that, dude? It's fun. It's just cool. It's more enjoyable.
At least as an option.
Yeah, just as an option. I know there's probably reasons why you can't do that, or there's probably stipulations or whatever. I know there's probably something, but for me,
some
at
games
least,
just
you're right. You're right. You're right. Some games
don't take.
You're right. Don't call for it, and I understand that. Some RPGs I know are like a solo experience. Totally understand that. And I know that's obviously a thing that I really enjoy. I like doing. I like having friends play games with me. That is a thing that I've always enjoyed. Call me a millennial, call me old for like wanting to do a little split screen co-op, but hey, give me the option.
That's the way to do it.
Hey, come on.
I'm hoping that, if at all possible, it's going to have local co-op.
Right. I could see them not doing that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate, but
yeah.
But hey, here's hoping.
We'll see.
I will be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Because it does seem like it is a very core feature that they're talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, the world of Granblue is looking up for the next few months.
Yeah.
But at our last hangout, our friend Kobe, which I've been wanting to get on the show for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had John on in a while, and John was also there. And we're all hanging out. And they were trying to play Rocket League on, like, John's Steam Deck, and I believe also Kobe's Switch, and like the latency that he was experiencing with the Switch was rough, and so he was like, I just don't think I can accurately move, and I was like, that's okay.
Yeah.
So Kobe was able to convince Dylan to download Rocket League on his PS5 because it was a free download, and I was like, oh, if it's free, I'm like, whatever. I mean, you can delete it afterwards for all I care. It doesn't matter. And of course, Dylan, he has like a classic account because apparently I think he must have played the game.
Me and Dakota used to play it like a bunch.
Really?
Back when.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So anyways, he's got like a veteran account now. So we hop on there and Kobe is like, yo, shit, you got like a 2015 account? Like you got that like that OG stuff?
The Sweet Tooth
from
Twisted Metal that apparently you just
can't get
super
anymore.
rare.
Yeah. And so obviously, of course, everyone's like, damn, like this guy. And of course, we're all joking around like, don't mess up.
I have a reputation.
Yeah, don't mess up his plat, rankings. Or I don't know how they talk in those kind of games. It feels like League of Legends for me, where I'm like, I don't.
Right.
He's a bronze. He's a plat grade. Premium edition.
Medals.
Yeah. My ELO and bullshit like that.
Right.
They always talk about. Anyways, the funny thing is that John, Kobe, and myself could all play together and Kobe and I could be split screen on the PS5. And I was like, them boys are having fun. I mean, I'll join in.
Right.
I got the offer, and I was like, I mean, I'm probably going to be awful at it, but hey, here's hoping.
Right.
And of course, I was playing super aggressive because obviously I'm the new guy, and I'm just like, I know the ball's supposed to get in the hole, and that's it. So I'm here to do one job.
Yep.
And so like there is like I was telling Dylan a couple of days ago, I was like, there is like a certain like code of conduct, like there's no rigid rules, but like there is like positions and
right.
You know, and I told the boys, I got to hop in chat with them afterwards and was like playing a little game, and I was like, I bring a certain what the hell are you doing energy to this game of car soccer.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, you do, but I love it though. Kobe's like, keep it up, dude. So yeah. There was one time in particular where I had like did like a jump dash kind of thing, and I was going to hit the ball in the goal, and it hit that like upper right hand corner.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was so
too close,
and it bounced out. And I did that little preemptive excited because it felt good.
Right.
I was like in that I was positioned what felt like just right, and then I hit it. And I think I hit it a little too low, so it bumped up as it was as its trajectory was moving forward. And I went, yes, yeah, no. The whole like, instant regret as it bounced out. And of course, you know, Kobe was like,
I'm a genius. Oh, no.
Exactly. So Kobe was like, man, I thought you had it. And I was like, I thought I had it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But we had some good times in that game. It was pretty good. And I told Dylan afterwards as well. I was like, I feel like that's one of those games, like I've said on the show before, where it's a fun game. Would I play it by myself? Nah,
Probably not.
Probably not. But the right amount of friends around that are willing to have a good time and yuck it up with the best stuff, I'm like, yeah.
That's aces.
I'm here, dude. And that was exactly what it was. We had a full team of all friendlies, like no randoms or whatever, and it was a whole bunch of people in one team. We did 3-on-3, and a lot of shit talking.
Oh, of course.
A lot of fun being had, and it was good. I played a real chaos move. We had another friend of ours that was in the group, and he was the goalie. And like the countdown goes, and of course the ball's in the center of the field. And I found this out later. Traditionally, the person to the left is the one who like kicks off. Well, I was in the center, and I went full force.
Of course,
I went full hog, and I just kept on going and running. And the other friend of ours was the goalie on the other side. And if you hit someone while going fast enough with boost, you can destroy them, or they call it demo. You can demolition them or whatever. And that's exactly what I did. I raced. I headlong into it. And then when the goal got hit, when the ball got hit out from underneath me, I just kept on trucking. I was like, well, I'm just going to keep on going straight. Right. And then when I saw the other friend of ours as the goalie just sitting there, I was like, yeah, here we go. And I just I head on smashed him and I went into the goal. And of course he's like, what was that? And then of course we got a point shortly afterwards because I was like I said, I was playing
on the warpath.
I was playing real chaotic. I was playing by the rules for like 2 matches, and then I was like, let's see how far I can ruin this game.
Right.
Still trying to get points for us. And I think we did pretty good.
Nice.
We were the prevailing team. We only lost, I think, 2 games out of the handful we played.
Wow.
So we did a pretty good job. I mean, and I don't think it was because I scored any goals.
Right.
It was because I was a distraction.
Grand interference.
Yes, exactly. I was a distraction long enough for John and Kobe to both make goals, which was great. But nice. We were also talking shit because on your PS5, I wasn't a named account.
Oh,
so like John was a named account. Kobe was underneath your account, and then I was guest 1, and then Kobe kept like hopping in chat being like, how does it feel to get your ass kicked by guest 1? Like,
oh my god.
So
Jesus,
that was a lot of fun. So I've never really played a game like that before, but
yeah,
it's a lot of fun though. There's been a lot of cool stuff. I've been trying my best to just tiptoe my way through Baldur's Gate. And the thing is, I'm also just nervous because I want to finish everything in Act 1. And I think I found out where Act 2 begins.
Oh boy.
And so I'm trying to make sure I'm prepared for it. But then at the same time, like, it's been such a busy week. And I know that there's like fights in that game that's going to require a lot of mental energy and like strategy, which is not bad. But like, I know that I want to do it right. And I want to do this playthrough really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep like, I keep psyching myself out where I'm like, I don't have the time to like really jump into it. Because I mean, to be honest, I don't. Yeah. Sometimes like late at night I do, but I'm like, I'm so tired that I can't really get into it because I'm like, it's going to require so much mental energy to do this right now, and I'm too tired.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to blame you.
Yeah, and then there's a couple of times where like when I'm like I probably have 30 minutes to maybe an hour, and I look into booting it up. I'm like, I can't. By the time I get into a rhythm, I'm like, well, it's time to go.
Right.
So, anyways, but I think that's also the struggle of just being an adult.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad but true.
And just sad.
Yeah, just
in
sad.
general.
But
shit sucks, man.
It's all good.
Yeah. There
are moments, there are times, and I think it's gonna be okay. But anyways.
Yeah. In other news, during a little foray to the local supermarket, I put on a couple tracks that really helped me reminisce to a time in which I had made a little foray as the crownless king.
By the way, this tea just reminds me of Christmas.
Yeah.
Damn, it just has
that's fair. It's got that Yuletide flavor.
Yeah. Got that ho 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 kind of feel.
Right. A slight tinge of chimney ash.
Got that cup of joy kind of head ass.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what were you saying? You did a little blast from the past.
Yeah. I played Dr. Peace's theme from No More Heroes. Just a really, really nice beat. Very percussion focused.
Right.
With a bit of guitar in there, of course. But man, if there's one thing from that series I will never get tired of, it is the boss introductions for the original game.
Yes.
Where that crazy synth voice like rattles off their name and you get that sick-ass guitar riff. Followed by an echoey quote that they say at some point. It's amazing.
Right.
If there was any way to recreate that for us, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
dude, are you kidding me?
Dude. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I had gotten to thinking about it, and I realized he really hasn't seen too much of the first game. I should probably... I kind of want to go through the whole series again.
On the Wii?
No,
Did I watch you play 2 for the first time on the Wii? Is that what I did?
Yes.
The first introduction.
You helped me set it up. That was before I moved in.
And the first time I have ever witnessed anything with No More Heroes, it was the second game on the Wii.
Right. Whenever he fights Skelter Helter.
Bruh. What a wacky fun game that is.
Right.
But it's great though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great game.
I love
a great
style.
series of game. I think I love it because it's so it's so anime. It's so like it is so like intrinsically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like over the top and kind of like cartoony adjacent. Like I get it's just anime. Like has that kind of like that big, larger than life kind of feel.
Right.
But also knows how to take itself seriously in some avenues, in some moments, but like is a wacky, fun game.
Yeah.
With fourth wall breaking elements.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So hopefully going to be tackling that tonight.
Oh yeah.
That'll be super fun.
That would be super fun.
Mm-hmm. Man, the Wii playthroughs of that were surprisingly like, I don't know, they aren't as finicky as I thought they would be.
Really?
Yeah, everything like flowed pretty smoothly. It felt really good. But I remember oh man.
How do the ports work? Do the ports work pretty well?
They work perfectly.
Really?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's amazing. It's like the best version of the games to play.
Really?
At least like convenience and like comfort wise.
Right. Of course.
Because of course, whenever I have the Wii hooked up, it's always going to be on the list. But man, I'm glad we got ports to begin with.
Yeah.
But But yeah, it's real fun.
Have you seen the hack where you can just put 2 little candles in front of your TV and it makes the Wii remote work?
I have not.
I think someone had said the little bar I think has something to do with I forgot what and it could all be like a lie. It could be false. But I think something to do with like how the bar emits light or emits infrared light or whatever, and how the remotes like pick up like where the boundary is.
Mm-hmm.
The candles can just emit enough of like that light where you can just have it in front of it and it still works or whatever. But it could be wrong. I saw that like on Instagram or something funny.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of it. But so that'll be a neat little myth to bust.
Yeah, right. But yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to touch on? I think we did a pretty good job.
Oh, what else? Well, we got the new Metal Gear coming out in October, as well as the remaster.
Chase keeps talking about that.
Or actually, does the new one come out in October?
It's coming out.
We got a release date.
It's coming out soon enough where Chase is like, it's like they're wanting me to not have a life, and I was like, probably that's exactly what it is. They want you to buy it.
He was telling me that he's got to finish up 5 as soon as possible,
and he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's been playing it.
Oh yeah,
been flying through it. Why does he have to finish 5?
Just to round things out before he starts the rest of the series on PC again.
I see.
Sorry, again, I say for the first time. Since
so is it the entire collection remastered?
Yes.
Wow.
Except for 4.
Why?
I have no idea. I hope 4 gets released on PC as well, because you know how I am about 4.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because I'm thinking of probably because of how big the game is.
Oh, is that what it is?
If I had to guess, because I mean that's the only one that's missing. They got 1, 2, and 3 and all the 2D titles, but no 4.
I bet it's some sort of licensing thing.
I hope not.
I bet it. I mean, I don't understand. Like a game. How big is that game now?
Oh, yeah,
like, are we talking like? Are we talking?
No idea.
Are we talking bigger than 200 or 300 gigabytes? Because if it's bigger than that, that's understandable. But if it's that big, I mean, shit, that's like,
right.
That's an average game now.
Mm-hmm.
It's at that point, if it's that, what I would say, quote unquote, small, where it's like, I mean, but that's obviously massive.
Right.
300 gigabytes is a big ass game.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's around that or lower, then it's definitely some sort of rights thing.
Yeah.
It's probably some sort of. I wouldn't be surprised if
man.
It does Kojima have any?
Oh no, he's done with it.
So he doesn't have any tie at all.
Nope. It's all Konami.
And they own the rights to everything.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They took the reins and fucking killed it.
You're right. By the way, Hideo Kojima on like Instagram threads. I don't even follow him, but I've been like looking at his posts, and that man's living a life, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's at least if I can't find some pictures. I was scrolling through.
He was just having a bunch of pictures of like different drinks and food he was eating.
Oh yeah, and there's a couple of where I love how he's like last time I saw him he posted up in this it was in like this jacket that looked really weird, and I was like, all right, hell yeah. Kind of a wacky ass jacket. Let me see if I can't find him. Can't be that hard.
Right.
Yeah, there he is. And the funny thing is, I don't know if it's like oh wow. It's like I don't understand if like Threads like the new Twitter, but it's Instagram made it, and it's like he's not posting like Threads like you know like saying like tweets were back in the day, like you'd say something whatever. He's posting pictures like it's Instagram, but like he's here you go, look at him. He's just chilling out with his friend. He's got a couple glasses of champagne.
Damn, dude.
Some fish dish looking thing.
Nice.
Yeah. And then of course he's like wearing this wacky ass jacket.
Holy shit!
And he's just like living his life with his buddy.
Oh wow!
Like hell yeah, dude.
That thing is
This is,
nuts.
I saw this morning.
Dang!
I was like, he's got glasses on and he
if
has
anybody could pull it off.
He's got this jacket. It looks like it's made out of like a bunch of stickers, basically.
Yeah.
But it's like a bunch of. Anyway.
He's working it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's on Abbey Road apparently. So yeah, he's just living a whole life. Look like that guy. Just
Damn, dude.
vibing. He's not even. I don't think he's using threads correctly. But I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
It's like more power to you,
You
dude.
know, you just live your life, dude.
It's hilarious.
His bio says game creator : 70% of my body is made of movies.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Fun time, dude.
Yeah. I know I'm forgetting something, but I think that's going to be all I got.
I was trying to think. I don't think we're playing anything else, really. I don't think
not
we've been.
at the moment. Still got to finish Tomb Raider,
Oh, bro,
Donkey
yeah.
Kong Country.
You're right.
Those are the big two in my mind.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Right.
right,
Laura Croft
right.
holding Donkey Kong.
Laura Croft X Donkey Kong in the biggest tomb.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Country Raider.
Country Raider.
Donkey Tomb.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, anyways, until next time, if anybody's looking to reach out to us, we have Linktree/Ian Wolf, where you have all of our links and stuff, where you can just type in the Aftermath on any major podcasting platforms and you should be able to find us that way. Or just pull out like your old PS2, dust it off real good, boot it up, and then when you hear that, the whole sound that happens, right after that, once you open the old CD drive, the podcast is just tucked away inside there.
Right. Could also go through Minecart Madness real quick.
Oh God!
Avoid Kremlings.
Yeah.
Once
You have to do
the
a.
end, then you'll
Yeah.
be able to listen to the podcast.
You have to do a perfect run through though.
Yeah, fucking impossible. If you
Yeah,
ask
it's
me.
real hard.
That was a trial.
It was.
Oh.
But anyways, I think there's one more I'm thinking about actually.
Uh-huh.
You ever been inside that video game that you love? There's always that weird corner over there that like no one ever goes to. Like that liminal space kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, oh, this is it's just a place in a video game. Just sit there long enough, kind of dig around. The podcast is there as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, until next time, thank you so much for listening.
See ya.
Bye-bye.